Hello, welcome back to some more Danganronpa SingleFile. It has been quite some time since the last one. I do apologize, and I sincerely apologize to the creator of this, AIM, of course. There was a couple times within the past few months and weeks where I thought, okay, I can record this tonight, and then stuff came up, obviously. So I do apologize about that. But we are finally here, and I think we'll be able to finish this one off very soon, I think. I don't think that's too much more when it comes to this particular build that I'm playing right now. Also, this is technically the second take of this video. I got about 6 minutes in, and then I realized that my Bandicam wasn't recording. So here we are. So slightly spoiled myself. I mean, it wasn't anything big. Basically, it was just me talking about recapping what happened last, and then a bit of what's about to happen. But again, it wasn't anything big, so I'm sure that my reaction to it's going to be fine. I have to be more careful with recording going forwards, I notice. Anywho, just to recap, because it has been quite a while. Basically, Ataru-kuma, which is the little mascot within the story, has told us that we need to do a little test. Or we can take a test, of course. And if we do take the test, then we have to answer if we have killed someone in the past and if we are willing to kill someone going forward. And I guess it's kind of like a trust betrayal sort of exercise. And, you know, if you don't show up and you don't do the test, then that makes you very suspicious. So, yeah, people were kind of bantering about that within the last part. And then after that, we did some free time events, which were very, very impressive. So, good on you, AIM. Very much, very well done. They were very in-depth free time events. And, you know, the Debbie one was very cute, especially with the little training exercise thing that they were doing. But anywho, let us continue the story. Let's see what Victor is going to do next. Just as I finish putting back on my shoes to head out, the Ataru pad buzzes with a new message. Stay safe. That's kind of cute. Whoa. Attention. That's kind of creepy. Bare arms cadets. Did you know I can contact you over these doohickeys too? Technology sure is great these days. And there was one thing I mentioned in the original recording, and I didn't realize this until now. But Ataru-kuma has a little Joker card in his headband. Well, I'm sure I noticed it, I just didn't bring light to it. And I was saying, maybe the theory, I have a little sneaky little suspicion. There's 14 characters in the cast, right? And if you think about it, 13 playing cards, 1 through 10, and then Jack, Queen, King, plus the Joker is 14. So what I'm saying is there might be some character within the cast who's controlling Ataru-kuma who's represented by the Joker card. And there was a little speculation that I did. So I don't know. Well, who knows? I mean, all I can say is there's only one way to find out, right? And that's keep playing. So why don't we keep doing that? Okay. You greenhorns have it easy. Back in the old days, you'd have had to play the game through carrier pigeons. And basically here, I made a little joke, being like, yeah, that'd be pretty interesting if you know, if there was a killing game, but it was set in, like, the 1400s. or something, I don't know. Without all the technology and the cameras and all that flashy stuff. Anywho, I know you are all about ready to bunk up for the night and catch your 40 wings, but it just popped into my head. I forgot something. Old soldiers never die. Is that, like, a reference to something? Because I feel like I've heard that string of words before, but just altered a little bit. It's like something never dies. I forget though. The memory just starts to fade away, that's why I forgot. You probably looked all through your Ataru pad by now, right? It's got my face on it, how could you resist? If you have, you've noticed a little bit about the secret locks. By now you've probably tested enough to notice that the only way they open up is if you use your fingerprint, right? Or paw print to put it in bear terms. Some of us are bears, you know? Yeah, so if there is a 14th Joker character within the cast, some of them would be bears. Anyways, okay. That's not news to you, but I've got 2 pieces of valuable intel that are gonna make you make you young guns stand at attention. There we go. First off, you've probably been wondering, I know what I have behind my secret lock, but what does everyone else have behind theirs? Most people think the same thing about each other's underwear. It's hell for you marrying age folks to think about it. I guess they are technically marrying age. I mean, some of them are late 20s, I suppose. But back to their locks. The common theme, everyone's got something behind the secret lock that they can't afford to get rid of, but would rather not have anyone else get a hold of either. And I was saying this is kind of similar to Chapter 2 of the original game, where they all have their secrets and stuff, and Naegi is like, oh, Naegi wet the bed until he was 11, or whatever it was. It wasn't easy gathering all that dirt on everybody. Luckily, this military is the most well-funded operation in the world. Well, outside of despair, maybe. If you're already shivering in your shorts thinking about the last juicy reveal, you're going to want to sit down for this next one. Here's another rule. If anyone dies, the others can freely access whatever is behind that lock of theirs. Yeah, it's really interesting because I thought it was going to be a whole thing of, like, if the person dies, then that place is locked off forever kind of thing. But I guess not. I guess that plays into it. You heard it here first. Someone else is guarding a secret. You need to know why the answer's as old as time. Wage war. Okay. I'd say that's about all for now. You all stew on that as we head towards bedtime. Rose of the cadets, stay safe out there. Off he goes. It appears the announcement is over. Okay, reference tab, let's take a look. And this is about where I got up to. In the first recording, I mean. And it was just down here. It took me a second to find it, but yeah, let's just read through it. Supplemental -1. Each player owns a secret lock somewhere on the island. The lock can only be opened by their own fingerprint. If the owner of the lock dies, the lock will be open for all players. What's behind the lock is said to be something the owner can't get rid of, but would rather others not have either. I wonder what Victor's one is. Perhaps some old secrets of sorts. I don't know. The first part of the announcement was no revelation at all. I'm certain I'm not the only one who'd put together this much information about the secret locks. However, that new piece of information that you can unlock someone's lock via their murder is terrible news. I remember back to what Miss Xavier said earlier. Okay. I need you to release the lock in the server room, the one that shows your face on it. I know you can unlock it using your fingerprint. And this was like very, very early on, I believe. This was like episode 2 or 3, I think. She was insistent at the time that she'd be allowed to view the server room computer. Certainly she wouldn't kill me to get past that lock, would she? No, I should think about this calmly. No one's going to kill anyone just to unlock one of their locks. After all, most of us barely know each other. Moreover, killing someone to open that lock means the wrestling with the entire trial that follows. It can't be worth the risk. We're all smarter than that. How many others have thought nearly those exact thoughts before perishing at the hands of their peers, I wonder? With a newfound urgency, I make my way to the laboratory. If there is something that important on the computer, I need to find out what it is. It may just give me the truth I need to confirm or deny Miss Xavier's wild claims. Knowing that I can't let my assistant see my maneuver, I activate the privacy setting on my spyglass. I realize it must have this feature when Miss Xavier cut off communication on her side. Now I can proceed without cluing her into the server's contents. Okay. Off we go on the Atari rail, I guess. I'm in luck. It seems the laboratory is empty, unless Miss Xavier is inside the locked room that used to be my personal quarters. I move quietly just in case. The server room is dark, illuminated eerily by the monitor of the room's computer terminal. That terminal is the room's sole means of interface with the research database. And yeah, I think, yeah, this is basically where I got up to in the first recording. But also, yeah, I wanted to say, like, I really do like how the backgrounds are really simple, but, like, there's enough information on screen to see the depth of field, if that makes sense. Like, you can see the computer and the desk and whatever is, like, in the back behind all these, I guess maybe they're lockers or something like that. Yeah, no, it's really nice. And, clearly, the creator knows how to use light sources and all that, so, you know, it's good stuff. It's good stuff. Okay. Oh, okay. To begin searching through this data, I'll first need to log in using my thumbprint upon the pad. Okay, yeah, so this is where I'm completely blind from, because I haven't seen this picture yet. Okay. Whoa, it's still responsive. Okay. When I initially saw the data saved here, I thought it was nonsense, surveillance footage from dates that hadn't even occurred yet. I now understand that these dates were not in fact in the future. I'd simply lost a chunk of memories covering when I'd recorded this footage. What stands out now is the sheer volume of recorded footage. It seems that at some point during the last time period of 6 months, I stepped up my surveillance effort tremendously. It's only going to make it more difficult to find anything useful. The only keyword associated with one of those files is generally the name of the subject whose actions are being recorded. Perhaps I should search the name of one of the people I've met here in the game. Oh, okay. Well, I think Miss Xavier is the right one because, well, she's definitely the most, what do you call it, iron-faced? That's definitely not the right word. You get what I mean? We can't read her is what I'm trying to say. The other captive I'm most curious about is my own research assistant. Her behavior has been suspicious ever since my arrival here. She's made some incredibly wild claims that need to be sustained with hard data. Nothing. Blast, I suppose I shouldn't be surprised though. Data is all records of killing game activity, and my research assistant would presumably have been here in my laboratory. There wouldn't be any footage related to her. She'd been so insistent on being allowed to view the data, I just assumed I'd find something incriminating on her that she wanted to wipe. Okay, I guess we can look through all of them. Alright. I'm relieved to find that plugging in my name doesn't return any results. This proves that I was not involved in a killing game myself during that lost 6-month period. Or that I failed to record it if I was. Regardless, well, to be fair, it's a little bit difficult to record yourself, I feel. Unless it's a first-person kind of view. Like if you have a little GoPro sort of situation on your head or something. But regardless, there's no real reason to think I was in a killing game before, right? Is this what they call ego searching? I see, it's like when you Google search your username or whatever. Trust me, I've done that before. It's, yeah. Okay, Zadie. Oh, maybe she's suspicious. Oh, wait, no, it's gonna connect to the prologue, isn't it? Maybe. Miss Zadie, in my dream, she appeared among the captives inside the killing game. Her brother was almost among those killed. Yeah, maybe this was Victor or something, I don't know. Or his previous memories plugged into automaton or something. Inside this dream, I pictured myself in the role of one of the captives, and in the end I was executed. If footage shows a killing game she claims to have taken part in matches my dream, what would that mean? Okay. The search takes but a second. Files pop up bearing Zadie's name. The date on the file indicates it occurred roughly 4 months after the end of my final remaining memories. Just a moment after accessing the footage, I can tell it's the same place from my dream. But something doesn't make sense. The point of view, the robot from the trial. Why was this robot being used to record footage? This is outside of my usual strategy. We ordinarily use footage from the broadcast for this sort of thing. What the hell's going on? I can't think of any answer for it. Oh. There is an answer. It's a bloody World Interest News initiative Mr. Xavier mentioned. Wynne would have cut off public access to disperse broadcasts. So the robot was a means to get around that, but it murdered someone. My robot really murdered Zadie's brother. I paused the recording, clenching the mouse hard with trembling fingers. Huh, so I guess, is he suggesting that he was the one that made the android? Is that what it's implying? Hopefully I got that right, I don't know. By now, I've fast-forwarded to the point where the automaton has entered the workshop and grabbed the Robo-Exacto knife. I know what I'll see if I keep watching. Zeta's death at my own creation's hands. Yeah, okay, so I guess it is his robot. And I knew that if I witness it, I'll pass out here in the server room, a fate I can ill afford given the time of the night and the rules in play. I shut the computer down with nervous speed and back away from the user interface, nearly stumbling in the process. It's like when you go on Twitter and then you see a video of something that's like super spooky or something. I'm bad with like jumpy stuff, jump scare stuff. And then you like notice that it's a jumpy thing, but your finger's not on your phone, so you have to like really quickly go over there and then turn it off before the jump happens, I guess. It's happened a couple times. It's definitely not a daily recurrence or anything, but yeah, no, it has happened every now and then. My whole body is shivering. I don't know why I couldn't say body, but anyways. That dream is no dream. Somehow, I was relieved the footage of a robot, my robot, inside of a killing game, being executed for real murder. Zadie, how can I face her now? I am my brother's killer. What? Who? Why the hell did I kill him? What kind of monster was I a few months ago? I feel like it's too face value right now, so I feel like it's going to be a whole thing of it's going to be a bit of a twist instead. Maybe this version of him that we are experiencing right now is the fake one, I don't know. Boarding the Atari rail in the final hour before our game master's imposed curfew, I'm filled with a feeling of utter malaise? I've never seen that word before. Seems a few other students have already boarded. Night owls on their way back to their own dwellings, but I can't stand to engage with them. Can't understand the intentions of me from the missing 6-month period, but I find it increasingly likely that I've put them all in danger. If that Victor was willing to kill Zadie's brother, he'd be capable of doing the same to any of the others. I want to stay away from them all in order to keep them safe, or perhaps more accurately, I want to avoid them in order to protect myself from the reality that I could be the one to kill them. Oh, you, I don't like you. Hey, science dude, what's with the long face? You're the type who hates being told to go to bed because he's got too much he wants to stay up for? I know that feeling. Doesn't Tarakuma realize he took my best hours away from me with this curfew? Love does its best work after midnight. I believe Mr. Dodger is trying to cheer me up, but there's no point. I feel like a traitor to the entire human race, staying silent about what I've learned. Predictably, Miss Listenin is also among the riders of this late train. She approaches quietly and leans over a nearby seat to speak with me.
Did I hear that right?
Did something happen? I saw you go into your laboratory. She probably monitored me with the drone of hers. I've yet to actually see that thing buzzing around. Yeah, she's a bit of a problem. I feel like she's going to be one of the early ones because she's a bit too useful, I feel. Part of me wishes she'd seen what I saw in there. I want somebody else to know that so they can explain it to me or absolve me of it or even scorn me for it. At this point, I wouldn't mind being executed for my crime. The only one who was punished was my robot. It's like the true killer got off scot-free. I mean, I guess, but like, I don't know. I mean, you know, in the real world right now, robots and cyborgs and stuff aren't like a viable thing. But like, what if they become something, right? And, you know, if you were a scientist or something that made a cyborg and the cyborg was sentient and the cyborg ended up killing someone, would the creator be held accountable? You know, I don't know. On the one hand, I can totally see them being held accountable because it's something they made. But on the other hand, it's like, well, if it's sentient, right, then it will do whatever it learns or whatever it wants to do, right? So it's kind of a tough one. I'm not entirely sure what will happen, you know. I'm not even sure if that's going to happen within my lifetime or not, but, you know, still. Okay, geez, really not a night person, are you? I think if anything, you're the one who's surprisingly chipper right now, Roger. We're inside a killing game. It just takes that fact a little longer to sink in for some people. I'm guessing it's just now hitting him. But Victor, what you talked about earlier wasn't wrong. We're all survivors. We all have what it takes to live through this. So you don't need to be afraid. You're among the best of the best. I just got a point. Please do not kiss in my ear like that. Heck, I'm the ultimate peace broker, remember? My pride is on the line here. If anything happens in here, that'll probably make me return in my medallion. Okay. Yeah, I'm counting on you to do your part as a killing game researcher too, buddy. This is my medallion on the line. The irony of Mr. Dodger counting on me, the apparent organizer of the killing game, to save him is not lost upon me. Besides, I haven't seen anyone doing anything really suspicious all day. Trust me, I've been watching. Okay. Well, I couldn't actually watch what a lot of people were doing since most people were indoors. But the few people who were outside all day weren't doing anything suspicious. That's something, right? So if you're thinking of doing anything drastic, there's no need to. I'd imagine that's what the two of them are really worrying about, a sharp changing behavior as reason for nervousness in a killing game. In this case, it certainly makes me look like I'm contemplating a murder, doesn't it? I've been acting almost as silent, sullen, and unresponsive as the robotic murderer from the footage I watched. The thought fills me with terror and causes me to speak, even though I can barely face the others. I'll be fine. My work was just a bit tiresome without a lot of headway. Tomorrow will be better and more productive, I'm sure. I don't believe those words in the slightest. We're on the high-speed collision course headed towards another murder, and I can't stop it because I'm probably the one orchestrating it. You're right, things are only going to get better. Trust me, Victor, I can't tell you why. But I know things are going to be okay. I feel like Miss Listen almost let something slip in the course of trying to reassure me just now. Trust you? Not exactly trustworthy type, aren't you? A career wiretapper? Look who's talking, kinda hard to trust a guy going under a pseudonym like Roger Dodger. The two have both become so distracted arguing amongst one another that they've decided to let me go. The bustle of the disagreement is comforting in a way. I don't want to endanger them, but it feels better to have them focus on than to be alone with my thoughts right now. I stare out the window at the night sky in silence as the Atari rail wheels into the train station near the barracks. Okay. It does almost feel like the this version of this build of the game is about to end. I don't know. We'll see. I prepare for sleep in silence. Miss Xavier has remained quiet over communications. I'm alone with my thoughts. For a minute at least, the quiet is soon interrupted by a buzzing of the Atari pad, accompanied by the television screen in my room springing to life. Oh, and that's right, I completely forgot, but in this game, they can message each other using the Atari pads, which is probably going to come into play at some point. It seems they're both displaying the same message. Okay. We're doing this again? Oh, it's such a creepy notification sound. Barham's cadets, I've got a few closing words before you all hit the hay. I hope you made the best use of your first day here. Tomorrow's gonna be tougher. It's way too early to start slacking. If anyone had dropped out on the first day, not only would I count myself a failure, but the brass would probably throw me out of the academy faculty. But you guys are doing so well so far. I'm like a prouder older brother. Let's go over tomorrow's itinerary one more time. After breakfast and a few hours of screwing around, it'll be time for the kill detector test. It's an important opportunity to spend more time with your beloved chief of staff. Of course, you're free to skip it. I'd say it'd be pretty suspicious if you do, but you are free to skip it if you want. Alright, let's all get some shut-eye. Maybe I'll see you in your dreams. Barrows Zaluk. Is there the little dream segment? Like in all the Danganronpa games where it's like, I'm gonna talk about, I don't know, how weekly manga authors are more superior to monthly manga or whatever Monokuma does, you get what I'm talking about. The announcement ends without an offering a single piece of new information. In cases like this, no news is good news. Not that it's improved my frame of mind at all. Disgruntled, I growl under my breath, disrobe, shut the lights off, and crawl into bed. The best thing for everyone would probably be if I never woke up again. That's likely the only way I can disrupt my own plan. But I'm too much of a coward to do anything proactive about it. Okay. Tarukuma's... They have it! They have it! Are you the kind of guy that says please and thanks to your smart home system? Well, I don't have a smart home. I guess they're talking about what, like Alexas and Siris and stuff, right? I hope no one's watching this video on loudspeaker and me saying that activated any of your devices. If they did, I'm not responsible. But okay, this level of empathy we all owe to aspire to. Smart too. You can accomplish a lot with just a little friendliness. Wriggling out of tough spots using empty platitudes is the oldest trick in the book. That's because it works. You gotta be aware when other people are pulling the same trick on you. Always be on the lookout for signs that someone is trying to use your good nature against you. The guy who put on a big grin when he says thanks is just trying to pay off the debt. Don't fall for it. The girl sticks her tongue... I love how he moves. Sticks her tongue up and bobs her head up and down when she says sorry. Just wants you to let her off the hook because she's cute. Call their bluff and tell them to pay up then and there. They owe you something or else they won't be blabbering. It's like how cats will like split your finger open and then it will start meowing. And then you're like, oh, you're too precious, I'm not angry at you anymore. By the way, that's not an exaggeration, by any means. My cat split my index finger open. It was actually like midnight, right when New Year's rolled one year. And so yeah, it was the first thing that happened, on that year. And yeah, my finger was pretty much split, and I had to just constantly apply pressure. It was a fantastic start to the year. I still love my cat though. Moving on. Okay. Robots are gonna hold you guys accountable in the future too. We aren't gonna fall for any bluffs. You think that means you shouldn't bother saying nice things to me? No. You can still say please and thank you to me. I'm not like other robots, I'm a nice bear. I'm the nicest, so don't let me catch you being nice to other machines again, okay? Forget what I said about your smart home system, throw it in the trash. A guy can get jealous. What? Okay, broadcasting distress signal to all future Foundation channels. Okay, if you hear this message, please ping response. Jason said I have a priority 1 event 1 in progress. Okay. Okay. You know what, that was just as random as the cat and stuff, so I'll take it. But no, here we are, okay. Okay, I guess there is day 2. I thought it was gonna end and be like, this is the end of the demo or whatever at the end of day 1, but I guess not. I expected I would have restless night due to my findings, but to my surprise I actually managed to get a decent sleep. If anything, waking up is what makes me feel miserable. I want to retreat back into my dreamless slumber and forget everything that's happening here. Music Xavier still hasn't contacted me. I'm surprised. It seemed like she was watching my every move earlier. Alright, I decide to contact her instead after getting dressed. I can't face the others at breakfast until we've had a frank discussion about this. Her spyglass must have still been set into private mode, but she quickly disengages that and jumps into view after receiving my call. Okay.
Damn it.
Is something wrong? So damn early. Is Miss Xavier not a morning person? Her eyes still look half asleep. I don't know how to respond to her question. She asked is something wrong, but how do I possibly begin? How much can I afford to share? You're being uncharacteristically silent. Ordinary, you'd love to hear yourself talk. What happened? Miss Xavier, the person I was before this killing game in this 6-month period that's now missing from my memories. I believe that person may have committed a murder. What? Impossible. I've seen evidence. It seems that one of my automatons carried out a murder. Whatever the other circumstances, I hold myself responsible for that.
Damn it.
Tammy, you saw something on the server room computer, didn't you? This evidence you're talking about. I told you I need to see what's in there. You shouldn't be poking around with me. With me alongside to assist you. Sorry, maybe that said without me? Okay. So you're confirming that what I saw was truth. I'm confirming just the opposite. Think about where you are, Victor. You're inside a killing game. Each of these secret locks is another form of killing motivation. The footage you saw may be real and may be fake, or you may just be lacking the appropriate context to understand it. Calling yourself a killer based off of some movie you saw on a computer, that's even more moronic than your usual blunders. Damn it, stop trying to cover it up. I had a dream in Miss Xavier, it defies explanation, but I saw the entire murder and a grisly execution in my dream before I woke in the lab the first morning. The server's footage matched it exactly.
Now see here.
You tell me that both the dream and the archival footage are unreliable, based on what? Calm down and listen to me. What you're worried about is that some version of you that existed in the past saw killing as acceptable, right? You're an egotist, an idiot who thinks he's a genius, a closet pervert. A lot of things, but you're no murderer. You're not a person who would threaten other people's lives. You aren't now and you weren't then. In fact, the you from inside that 6-month period has grown. You've begun to open up to people. I feel like Maya's too obvious to be the Joker card that I mentioned earlier. But anyways. Frankly, you were a person who was learning to trust others and care for them. I couldn't see you as someone who would have any motivation or desire to take a life. You were still an asshole, but you're a good person. Okay, slightly reassuring, I suppose. So stop moping and be yourself again. It's not dangerous to be yourself, you know. Are you thinking about murdering anyone today? Of course not. And believe in yourself, you don't believe in me. Show up for breakfast, or other people are going to start asking questions. Miss Xavier exited the conversation and closed off communications. I feel like she's spoken. I really like this tune, this OST. I feel like I mentioned that before, but I do like it. I feel like she's spoken with my best interests at heart. If I can trust in no one else, can I at least trust in the fact that she knew me before my memory loss? So I guess this track is kind of like the, you know, like the beautiful morning, or what is it? What's the you know, the Danganronpa 2 one, the beautiful paradise or whatever. It's the one that plays during the daytime, I guess. So I guess this is the SingleFile version. It's a nice track. Okay, did I say that? I think. She says I was no murderer, a person with no motivation to kill. That is comforting, but if I accept that as the truth, then what do I propose happened? Why did an automaton, one bearing and resembles to me, murder in the killing game? I don't know the answer. What I do know is that she's right. I know I'm no killer. Even if that robot was mine, I can't hold on to that guilt. It's much more likely that the agents of despair were responsible for the setup and murder, isn't it? I gotta get to the bottom of this. Moping and fearing the worst will only hold me back. I'll meet with the others at breakfast and continue moving forward. I finish my morning routine, then head for the Ataro rail. Okay. Here we are. I wonder if Kobe has been here making stuff for all of us. Arrive at the mess hall to find all the usuals in attendance. The only missing is predictably Mr. Debunker, who cannot be promoted to leave his safe house for any reason. How is... oh no, he had like rations or something, right? I was about to say, how is he surviving out there all this time without food, but I suppose he's got water and food and stuff. I squashed down the feelings of guilt towards the others that had me paralyzed yesterday. I need to get along with them if we're going to keep living together. It's actually extremely comforting to see them all here and accounted for. I was worried someone might have made a move after Tarukuma's announcement regarding the locks. All of them are behaving normally, or well, as normal as any of these people get. Who should I share the table with today? Oh, we have this thing again, that's right. Okay, in that case, Kobe and Debbie. Yeah, that's a nice little combination. I think we did Debbie and Hoyt last time, which was my two favorites, of course. Kobe doesn't seem like a bad fellow though. If there's one person who's capable of handling Miss Dunaway's off-the-wall enthusiasm, it's this man. He seems to have the patience of a saint. The two of them are eating very healthily as I take a seat at the table. There you are, Vicky. Thought maybe you'd sleep all the way through first slop and have to pick out the leftover vittles? I noticed you're so fashionably late you missed the morning run with me and Kobe. No, let's not antagonize Monsieur Leeds. However, it would not be a bad idea to join us sometime if you're up for it. Oh, so they were doing breakfast duty, I suppose?
Never!
You must not neglect the training of your body and stamina, sir. Miss Wrong would tell you just the same. Besides, you missed quite the show. You wouldn't think this old buffalo could run with all them pots and pans on him. And you'd be right if I ran laps around him. So I ran laps around him. Okay. How embarrassing. I perhaps underestimated how much the armor would inhibit my maneuverability. However, I do feel as though the extra encumbrance made for an excellent workout. I recommend you all try it. Yeehaw, you fit me up with one of them suits of armor and I'll give you a shot next time the sun comes up, promise ya. We'll see who's faster then. I think I'll be joining them for a run anytime soon, but I must say, seeing how well these two get along brings a smile to my face. Now that breakfast is over, it's time for me to start thinking about what to do with the rest of my time today. There's a lot of time left until the so-called kill detect test that Ataru-kuma talked up earlier. As the tables begin to empty out and a few of us start to head to the door, a voice interrupts, commanding everyone's attention. Oh, it's you. Hold up, everybody. Before you all take off, I think it's best if we have a little powwow. This may be the last time we're all in one place for a while before that dumb test the bear thought up. There's a thing or two we ought to go over before that time comes, don't you think?
Very well.
An excellent point, I recommend. Pipe down for once and give me a chance to write. It can't be your turn to talk all the time.
Now see here.
What are you meaning to imply, Mr. Dojo? I just mean you have a tendency to dominate a conversation. This time it's my turn. Let me show you why they call me the ultimate peace broker. We'll settle this the way we did back during Devil's Bargain. Really, you think you can settle it the same way?
You're joking.
No, not the exact same way. You keep quiet too, okay, Eliza? Jeez. Eliza? I forget. The thing that keeps everyone from killing one another is trust, and to that end, I've come up with a two-part agenda to make sure that we all become as thick as thieves. The first part of the agenda starts now with what I'd like to call the ultimate icebreaker. Oh no, icebreakers aren't really my thing.
Screw that.
You can't be serious, there's no fucking way I'm going along with that preschool bullshit. This track's really good as well, okay. You gotta be high.
Did I hear that right?
Do you really think you can get that stuff here? You're like giving up. Oh, I just understood what Bailey said. Bailey, right? Is that her name? Yeah, she was implying, where did you, because Hoyt was like, oh, you'd have to be high to enjoy that. That's fair enough. You're all giving up on this way too easily. I'm telling you, the way to form lasting friendships is to start with something simple like this.
I think not.
If that is our intention, wouldn't it make the most sense to relocate first to a location where we can include Charles and whatever this is? Risk all you running off again? No way. I carefully planned this to get you all together in one place. So with no further ado, let's finally get this ice broken. It's just a simple series of questions for everybody. Don't worry, they're a heck of a lot more friendly than that old jarhead, so we're going to start off with a real softball. The question is, are you currently, or have you ever been in a relationship, and if so, is it, or was it sexual? It's jumping right in, I suppose. I'm opting out of this entire thing. I would probably react the same way, to be fair. Come on, Maya, folks are already opting out of the damn killing detector test. If everybody keeps opting out of everything, there's gonna be too many secrets around. I'm urging all of you yellow bellies to suck it up and play Roger's stupid game. No more quitters on my watch. You gotta be kidding me. The united front of Miss Donaway and Mr. Dodger proves to be pretty effective at turning the tides of opinion. On second thought, I've decided this is a good idea after all. She's probably gonna say no, right? Miss Listening just wants to hear everyone's gossip. Oh, I see.
Discipline.
Do you think any of you would be scared of such a toss? You all lack courage. What is there to be afraid of? I feel like she has neither. Just like with the kill detector test, I will start in order to show you all my mastery of the wrong tenets related to bravery. I have, of course, never been sexually involved with anyone, man nor woman. The selection process for the mate of a daughter of the wrong dynasty is not a simple affair. In order to secure our lineage, the first mate must be chosen. Okay. I guess that means she has to, get married off to a man or something, if it's the whole lineage thing, right? I mean, stuff like that still exists in today's age, which is pretty crazy, like the Japanese imperial, family or whatever. Is there no room for you to be involved with a woman in this arrangement? Okay. I've never considered this before, I see. How could I achieve the perfect mix of genetics if I were to take a partner who cannot... Not reading that line out.
No siree.
I think you're overthinking it a tad. Does it really matter all that junk about genetics? You ask me, what matters for a child is his upbringing. My dad raised me to be the best on boats. No mouse seaman knows it all to his dad's... Oh no. Yeah, okay. Genetics, yeah.
Superb.
Exactly, thus do I keep my options open. I did not expect SingleFile to have sex jokes written in, but there's a first for everything, I suppose. This is my own innovation for the latest generation of the wrong dynasty. Let us no longer be shackled by outdated tradition. Oh, well, she's gotten progressive in the split of about 20 seconds, which was very surprising. But there you go. So does this mean you aren't into dudes? That all depends on finding the right man, and so far I find them all unworthy. That makes it sound as though she has found a woman she's interested in. Oh, okay. Well, I shouldn't be speculating on childish things like this. I'm getting absorbed into Mr. Dodge's ridiculous game. Wake up, Einstein, what about you? I haven't found anybody yet. Like Miss Strong, I wish to be both selective and open-minded.
No escape.
Huh, another unspoiled virgin. I regret playing this game. I don't think anybody has to guess about me. I don't get tied down in the relationships, but I darken a lot of doorsteps with people of all... Yeah, you have seemed like you've been through too much. You're a little too thirsty, I feel. Likewise, tying me down would be literally impossible, though many have tried. I ain't got nobody, and I ain't got any of that stuff neither. My priority's always be on higher things, you know? Also, isn't Debbie the only kid? Like the teen character? I might be wrong, I don't know. I mean, well, that being said, you know, there's definitely stories of teens going through that sort of thing as well. Oh no, there you go, so she is 18, okay. No time for fraternization. Besides that, I'm only 18. As I said earlier, I'm not playing this damn game. I'm saying this shit's fucking lame. Hoyt's always been the soul who gets a little red around the gills about this kind of stuff. I mean, shut the fuck up.
No siree.
Neither of us had time to do much pondering about settling down with everybody. The sea is my mistress and the sky is his. Sure, why not? Until we're ready to get those mistresses up, we can't live that kind of easy life. My circumstances are much the same. I can't afford to bring in other people into such dangerous work. I'm in the same camp, but I haven't exactly been lucky with that sort of thing regardless. I'm not girlfriend. Yeah, you know, I wasn't gonna bring it up, but yeah, fair enough. Don't be hard on yourself, Bailey. You have plenty to offer. You're an ultimate. Have some confidence. For people like us, it's all about when we choose to step out of the shadows, I suppose. You really think so? Oh yeah, I got a message back from the gas mask freak. He says, I'm afraid I don't have the luxury of sharing my isolationist lifestyle with a partner. I'm sure that would be a significant boon to starve off the boredom, but it would come at a cost of resources and privacy. I can't afford that kind of risk. I do apologize. I think he thought I was proposing proposing him. Okay. Anyways, that just leaves you, big guy. You're gonna break the steak? Got yourself somebody whistling in the kitchen at home? I gotta collect this info so I know who to keep my hands off of. Okay. I'm a bit older than the rest of you, so perhaps it is for the best that you leave me out of this discussion, Monsieur Dodger. Come on, you're like a year or two older than me, right? That's nothing. I've had way weirder hookups. I don't want to know. You're a lunch line guy, right? So spill the beans. I really feel... Come on, you big baby. Even Vicky did it. I did have someone very precious to me. His name was Dustin, and he was a brilliant man, recognized as the world's ultimate spicer. Spicer? Huh. Okay. He died during the Kuma's kitchen. I was unable to save him. We met during that same killing game, and we both took a quick shine to one another. As things grew increasingly dire, I promised to protect him. I was a fool. I had no idea at the time of the promise what horror was to come. Directly responsible for his death, I had no plan to protect him. In fact, the writing was on the wall for both of us from the very beginning of the game. I guess we wanted to crumble hope, but well, it was a meaningless hope. The rules of the game was oppressive. They were not designed for any but two to escape. The mastermind had secured its own escape route, of course, so I had the opportunity to help Dustin, and I tried. But it was pointless. He wouldn't let me give up. Dustin sabotaged himself for my sake. He knew that the two of us couldn't escape together. In the end, he was killed and I escaped alive. The only difference between him and me living was a simple matter of who had the courage to offer his own life. I gained and lost my love so quickly. That is true despair, my friends. That is why I won't allow a single other person to fall. I mean, look, to be fair, if I was in a death gamey thing, the last thing I would want to do is fall in love, because there is absolutely no guarantee that that person would make it out alive with you, you know? And Roger's definitely freaked out. A little heavier than I was counting on. Sheesh, dude. Mr. Dodger, you're the only responsible one for forcing him to speak. Yeah, but I didn't expect him to be carrying that kind of baggage. That mood's in shambles now. I've completely forgotten what the rest of the icebreaker questions were. I guess at least we've learned we're all single. SingleFile. Oh, me next, don't you want to know about... Alright, buddy, go ahead and... When did you get here? I've been watching for a while now. This is the most interesting thing you sad sacks have done since I got here. Oh, those poor lovesick virgins, along with those kiss-stealing, will-dealing sons of guns. What a mix. I can't believe you all were holding out on me. It's brilliant action for all of you. Luckily, this is a great place to have your first sexual experience. Of course it is. Go ahead whenever you're ready.
No
You know, suddenly I'm not really in the mood. Let's just discuss part 2 of the ultimate icebreaker plan. At around 10 o'clock, not too long before it's time for the barest truth or dare bullshit, let's all get together here in the mess hall again. I have a really great surprise for you all, and that's gonna make you forget all about stupid things like murder. Because what really matters is love. Love and peace. Trigun. I have been watching Trigun Stamp. I went ahead and read the manga as well. It's not bad, it's not bad. Definitely a type of series that you need to interpret a lot of. It's definitely not like not the answers aren't right in your face, so it's a little hard to follow at times, but not bad, not bad. Okay. Hey, where you all going? I thought we were going to talk... Okay. I figured it's no surprise that none of us were willing to entertain that particular conversation. Instead, we made our way back to the dorm with those of us who felt up the task attempting to console Mr. Eatwell. I guess that's the thing as well. I guess because Debbie is the youngest, but she's also already 18, so everyone's not a minor. Therefore, some of this like dirty talk, sex joke stuff does feel a little less uncomfortable for sure. Okay. The Kuma's kitchen he mentioned, I wish I could get more details, but the man's in no state to tell me anything about it. Frankly, I can't imagine when he would be. It's such a clear source of trauma for him. Okay. With Roger's silliness out of the way, there's still a bit of time to kill before round 2, where he shows us this special surprise. If it's like his last surprise, I honestly wonder who among us would deign it necessary to attend. No matter for now, the most productive thing I can do is make myself available to help the others. Notifications blink up on my tower pad, each one indicating a new or saved message from one of the island's inhabitants. Okay, in that case, let's cut it off here. I guess there is a lot more than I expected. So we're probably going to... I don't think this first version has a death reveal scene. You know, the classic Danganronpa stuff. But I feel like we're getting dangerously close to that. So I think it might end after day 2 is my assumption. But I'm guessing you're watching the same. Yeah, please let me know when this, you know, how much more is left, I suppose. But yeah, anywho, that was a lot of fun, and I'll definitely be pushing this one out and continue on with it relatively soon. So hopefully I will see you guys all there along with me as we venture on and try and find out the truth about what happened in Victor's past, along with who, or if any, are going to go to the kill detector test. Is that what it's called? Yeah. So a lot of exciting stuff up ahead. I hope to see you all next time. Bye bye.